It's been a while. New content soon, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I've had the footage for over a year. Just never got around to completing it, but now I have. So enjoy. Be on lookout. A warning, death, blah blah blah. He wanted all of this to stop because it was hurting his title, and he was willing to do anything that was reasonable to make it stop. He gave Gunnar things such as a cell that was bigger, a nicer bed, and even a TV. By week 3 of the month, Gunnar felt like he was on top of the world. He hadn't felt this good in a long time. He had everything he wanted. For a second, he didn't care that he was in jail. Things were going too well. By the last week of month 1, something crazy happened. The biggest break in prison's history. Over 100 people with weapons tried to raid the prison. When it happened, Gunnar was just sleeping. The sirens went off. Certain people were being let out of their cells and moved into a higher security room. Gunnar was one of them. Gunnar kept on asking what was happening. Nobody was answering. He kept on asking and asking, but still nobody was answering. He was so aggravated that he pinned a police officer to the wall and exclaimed, "What is happening?" As soon as that happened, rifles were pointed at him, and he was told to put the man down, so he calmly did. Then he was told that the prison was being raided and all the prisoners in the room were high targets, especially Gunnar. Gunnar thought this was it. He would be free. He had a big smile and told that he was going to stay there for the night. He was waiting for the rioters to get in and free him, but before that happened, he fell asleep and woke up the next day that nobody was there to free him. He found that the prison would be in shambles. None of the rioters survived, and even some prisoners didn't make it. At that point, Gunnar felt like he wasn't unstoppable like how he used to be, but was now powerless and lonely. 2 months after the announcement, Gunnar didn't do anything for a week. Didn't walk or talk, he just lay there, thinking about how or why he was convicted and how did he mess up. What went wrong and who did kill his wife. During recess, he would try to meet different people and try to become friends with them, but nobody wanted to talk to him because what he did and the people he hurt. But there was one person who didn't care that he did all the damage. And that person was Ralph Peterson. Ralph was convicted of 4 counts of first-degree murder, making him a serial killer. Ralph was known as an old creep. He was 56 and had been in prison since he was 20 years old. Gunnar was still interested to talk to him because Ralph knew the entire prison like the back of his hand. So, during his recess time, Ralph would explain the prison. Gunnar was able to learn how to sneak around the prison and steal stuff like food and clothes. But most of all, Gunnar would steal phones and would leak stuff about the prison so that people could know their way around the prison. Then came organizations from other countries, and some Secret Service people started making their way in the prison. Some came close, but for at least 2 weeks, nobody got close to Gunnar's jail cell. The closer people got, the more Gunnar leaked the prison information. Soon enough, the warden found out what Gunnar has been doing. They searched all his cell and found all the things he stole. Gunnar was locked in a high-security room for good. No way in, no way out. And instead of an hour of recess, Gunnar only got 15 minutes. He was put in all the gross and hard jobs like cleaning the gym and cooking and cleaning the toilets. And Gunnar thought it was already the bad that he wasn't able to talk to his friend Ralph, and all the things he had got at the start, like a nice bed, a TV, were gone. Gunnar had no idea what to do. He said to himself, no more trying to get out, and that he should give up and just focus on being a good person trying to fix all the terrible things he did. So he said sorry to the friends of the prisoners who died. He didn't complain about all the gross chores he had to do, and he definitely did not try to escape or form a plan to escape. By month 3, things were going great. Instead of 15 minutes of recess, it was an hour again. He made more friends than he had, and he was able to talk to Ralph again. For the most part, Gunnar forgot about trying to escape and accepted the fact that he was going to be in prison no matter if he liked it or not. During the whole time, Gunnar had been thinking about the day, February 4th, the worst day of his life. His wife was murdered, his legacy was remembered in a bad way, and he would never get to see the world again. It had been 4 months since Gunnar was locked up. The news stopped talking about him. People didn't really care. Nobody dared to free him, and since no leaks were found about the prison, people thought he was either dead, locked up somewhere. Nobody could get to him. Except for a special ops organization called Organization Zero. Nobody knew who or what they were, especially Gunnar. Organization Zero was a new organization made up of some of the most elite soldiers from all over the globe. These people joined this organization to free Gunner so that could split the earnings of $200 billion. They had been plotting the perfect escape. They snuck in past the guards and cameras. No alarms went off until they made it to Gunner's cell, which they realized that was his old cell. As the alarms went off, hundreds of guards were running towards the group. They dodged and dove away from the gunfire, but it wasn't enough. Only 3 men were left. The remaining 3 found Gunner, tore down his cell door, and broke him free. Gunner was in shock. He thought he'd never get out, and at that point, he didn't know if he was happy or just didn't care. It didn't matter to the trio. They escaped by flying helicopter. While flying away, a man named Connor Rose told him that he killed his wife and that it was just an elaborate plan to get Gunner's riches.